Okay guys, so I know it has been a long while since I posted anything related to my yard and what I'm growing. So today I'm going to focus on my citrus trees. I'm in zone 7B as most of you know, and I am trying to push the limits for some citrus. So here we have a lemon tree of unknown variety. It was actually started from a seed, and as near as I can date it, it was 2017 or 2018 when I started it, and it has not flowered yet. And so I am hopeful. I put it out last fall. It was out for the winter uncovered. It did suffer a little bit of burn on the very outer leaves, and as you can see, it has bounced back nicely and it is putting out new growth. I will not cover it this year either. My hope is that I can get these fruit trees to grow in my zone. Then I had a plan. I thought I'd try to plant some in this tree line and see if the trees would provide protection for them during the winter. So these are not covered either and will not be covered. I just planted these. Most of them I would say in the early spring. This is my Barbados cherry. This has been a very, very particular picky tree even before I put it outside. Once I transplanted it, it dropped all of its leaves, and it was months and months before it started growing leaves again. And so you can see the limbs where the leaves died off at. So when I stuck it out here, it was indeed just a stick, but it is coming back nicely, and it is not even remotely hardy to zone 7, so I have a water barrel behind it. I may cover that one this winter, not sure yet. Over here I have a 942 citrus. It is supposed to be hardy to my zone, and so that one also will not be covered. And that was a little teeny thing when I planted it again earlier this spring. And I have a bunch of those. I got a really good deal on them, so it's kind of hard to pass them up. This is a 942 as well, and you can see the leaves are somewhat different from the other one over there. Maybe the other one's just still small yet, but that is also, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure these are all 942s out here. Yeah, these are all 942s. All right, this stick is another Barbados cherry, and it is not doing as well as the other one down there. It did have a few leaves, and then I thought it was too far back into the tree line because I had it back over there a little bit. So I moved it, and the few leaves that it did have dropped. So I'm just gonna leave it there for a while and see if it rebounds. And I'm not gonna cover that one because that's gonna be my test one. Again, we have another 942 rootstock, and I'm gonna let fruit. Same here. This one is another lemon that I started from seed, and I actually started that one last winter, not 2024 winter, 2023 winter. So it's doing very well, and it's covered by this pine tree here. But I'm thinking as the tree gets older and makes it through a few winters, I'll start cutting that pine tree back some so it's not as sheltered and gets a little more sun. The same with this one. Again, that's a 942. And same here. This was a little older when I planted it, but it has really taken off. As you can see, it's up that pole now. I do need to put a bigger pole in there to stake it to. And I'll probably do that after this video is over with. And again, another 942. And then here, I just got this a few months ago. That is my Maywa kumquat. I'm going to try to get that to grow as well. And that I may protect a little bit this winter, but I'm really hoping that the trees provide shelter from that north wind coming up through here. But I may, like I said, I may end up putting some type of protection over that. And here, I think I'm definitely going to have to put protection over this because I'm really pushing the limits here. This is a Owari Satsuma. And so while it does survive, supposed to survive my climate, I'm just not going to trust it this year because this is the first year it's in the ground. And I do have another one that's been in the ground for 2 years. And I will show you that one in a little bit. But that is the Owari Satsuma there. So that ends what I have at the tree line. And so to really test the hardiness of these citrus, I've also put some out in the middle of my yard. Several actually. I just put them different places around the yard just to see what they would do. And they are doing well. This is one that I purchased at the same time as the largest one I just showed you at the tree line. And look at the growth difference of them, because this one is getting a lot more sun. However, this one is getting less attention from me because it's so far from my house, which is way up there. And the water hose, I don't come back here often to water it. So it is truly just doing its thing on its own. And I like that because I want trees that are self-sufficient as much as possible. The leaves are starting to yellow, so today I'm out fertilizing with a little bit of fish emulsion, and I will make it back here to this one to give this one some fish emulsion as well. Let's go up here because I have some more citrus that I also have planted in the open. These are my older two. And when I get up here, I will check the tag to see exactly when I planted them. And y'all forgive my grass. I was gone for 3 weeks and it got much, much too high. So I have all these dry clippings in my yard for cutting it. So this is a Seville orange, also called a bitter orange. And I put this in the ground last fall 2023. And it was probably about this tall. And that thing suffered absolutely no kind of damage from the winter. Didn't have it covered or anything. So that's that. And let me see. Yeah, I put that out there in October of 23. So, I'm sorry, October of 24. So that, oh Lord, this is 24. October 23, like I said. It's early, y'all. So that is one. And then I have another one here that I purchased at the same time. And it's not doing as well. And I think it's because it's getting shade from those trees right here. Just a little bit of shade at a certain time of the day. As you can see, it's has a lot more yellow leaves. And so I need to get some nutrients on this one as well. But other than that, I will not cover these at all. I barely water them, to be honest, because I have other areas like that are producing actual food that I focus a little more heavily on as far as maintenance. But I'll get to it today. It's my Carolina Reapers. Can't eat the things, so I just let them grow and I use them for bug repellent. Okay, let's see. I have another tree somewhere. Oh, let me show you this. This is my wonderful pomegranate. One of them is 6 years old and it has never, ever, ever given me fruit. So last winter, because it dies back down to the ground every winter in zone 7B. Last winter, I got this mini greenhouse and put over it. And look how wonderful it has done. But it's touching the ceiling now, so I'm going to have to trim it back or something. Here's one, same age, was doing the same thing. And I just stuck this one in the ground, and I will cover it this winter. Now these citrus trees are my older citrus trees. This one right here, I believe that is my, let me see, make sure. Yep, that's my Sugar Bell Tangerine. And boy, I struggled with this one for some reason when I first put it in the ground. The leaves curled on me. Actually, let me see. I put that in the ground August of 23. The leaves curled. It just seemed like I couldn't get the water right. I couldn't get the fertilizer right. But it's doing pretty good now. And it was a stick. It had didn't have any leaves on it. And then when it got leaves, they kept falling off. So that was a challenge for me. Here is my three-way lemon tree. And what you see growing, I have about 4 on there. And that one. And then here is a cutting that was put on this one. This little limb right here is the Lisbon. And this little piece over here is the Eureka. And the big giant one, the actual tree itself, is a Ponderosa. So they haven't quite gotten as big as a grapefruit, but they are starting to soften up. And since this is their first year, I think they're not going to get quite as big as a normal Ponderosa would get. Here I have my variegated Mineola, and my elephant ears are kind of taking it over, so I need to cut those back. But I also planted, this is one of my newer ones. I put this one out here in August of 23. But the thing I like about Madison, they have the actual birth date of these trees. I guess the day that they, oh shoot, brain is dead. The day that they attach them to the rootstock, and that is 3/27/23. So I have an actual age on this tree. You can see it's doing pretty good, despite being covered by that large elephant ear and bananas. Here is my Owari Satsuma that I was telling you about over there when I was showing you the baby Owari. And I'm not sure how I feel about this tree yet, because the leaves seem, the branches are really lanky. And so I've tied them up, and it still seems they want to hang like a canopy. So I'm kind of letting some of them just hang. I'm pinning them up just to support them, like you can see here. But I don't know if that's a characteristic of the Owari or not. But we'll see. That was planted in May of 23. And then my really older, my very first purchase was this one right here. That is the 10 Degree Tangerine. That was planted in May of 23. And that is my oldest citrus tree right there. And it was way smaller. And it has really taken off this year. And then here I have, behind yet more elephant ears, is my ruby red grapefruit. Last year I got 2 grapefruit from that. Really good grapefruit. Best grapefruit I've ever eaten. This year it set flowers, but they dropped. So, like I said, I'm still trying to work on getting that water fertilizer ratio together. And still the plant is pretty young, so I'm not too worried about it fruiting yet. I want those roots to establish so I don't have to worry so much about dropping fruit. And then I think I have one more test grapefruit tree over here. And I put this one behind the shed so that I'm going to test it, protect it from the north winds, and give it all the sun that's coming this way and see what it does. It's actually near my compost pile. But this is the Bloom Sweet Grapefruit. And I just got this in April of this year and put it out here. And it seems to be doing really well. Again, this is another one that I totally forget about. And so it doesn't get watered off and it doesn't get much attention at all. And so I like that it's doing so well. And I think, y'all, that I have showed you all of my citrus. And so with that, I'm going to end this video. And I hope you guys follow me along to see how the citrus does this winter. Since I don't have fruit on any of them except for my lemon trees, I don't think I'm going to have to cover the ones by the house. The ones I just showed you, the ones up there, are the ones that I put incandescent lights on in the wintertime, only because they had fruit on them. Well, the one had fruit, but I was new to it, so I just covered them all. But I don't think I'm going to have to cover them this year because the trees themselves are supposed to be able to withstand my temperatures. It's actually the fruit that will not withstand the colder temperatures. All right, as always, thank you for watching, following, and subscribing. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.